Hello, my friends. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. My name is Natasha, and I'm so excited to be here today with you guys. I'm feeling a lot more myself today, although I'm like a little bit like, do you guys ever like when you're packing for something? Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe I just don't travel frequently enough. Like, I took it today as this thing to like wash like half of my closet. I was like, I'm just gonna rewash all these clothes. I don't know. And I think like a lot of the problem is besides buying some Lululemon workout clothes, I haven't really bought a lot of clothes to wear because I don't go out. I don't really do much of anything. Like I've bought a few dresses here and there and things like that, but really I haven't gone shopping, which, you know, you would think it would be like one of these like exciting things to do, but I'm just not a big, like I don't go anywhere. There's no point. And if I'm not in my workout clothes, it's going to make it a challenge to get my steps. So unless I get my steps all done within the morning, like if I'm in jeans suddenly, I'm not doing my steps in jeans. First off, I don't really even like jeans. And if I do it, I'm in a dress, like then I'm not in the proper shoes to be wearing to do it. So I don't know, it's this whole thing. But I ended up like going through my closet and I got rid of a humongous box of clothes. Like it was actually kind of comical. Like I would just put it on and it would just slip right off. I was like, no way. Like it's still gonna just fit at least. No dice. Like it was just on and off. And the worst part is I'm kind of bummed. Like my biggest jeans were a size 24 and I just like couldn't bear to even look at them. Like when I first started this journey, I was like, okay, anything that I can foreseeably get back into this, like as soon as I could go down a size, I got rid of those because I didn't want to get back to that size. And I'm kind of bummed because I could have fit two of me in there. And so I do have one pair of like capri pant jeans that were a size 20 and I put it on and like it is like out here. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I remember like those were tight. Like I would lay on the bed like, okay, we got this. And now it was like out here, like literally my oldest son walked by and like shoved a football between my stomach and the end of the pants. And we were laughing. I was like, you can come in and fit in here with me. So I think I'm going to save those ones, just the biggest pair I have left. But like so many of the jeans and capri jeans and stuff like that just didn't fit. Even like the dresses, like I try to put them on and put them at the thing. Like some were like kind of cute colors and stuff like that. No dice. Like they just were swimming in them, swimming suits and all kinds of things. So I was just like, you got to go. Like first off, you're just collecting dust in here. You no longer spark joy and I don't fit in you. And I really hope I never like get to the place where I do fit you again. And if I do, then I'm going to have to do the painful thing for a frugal person like me and purchase a new wardrobe. So that's going to be, you know, wearing on my conscience. Like it is cheaper. Like, you know, that saying, like it's cheaper to keep her. Like it is cheaper to keep her skinny because I don't want to go buy a whole new wardrobe. Now, granted, half of my Lululemons are adjustable. So they will go the distance, but you know, I don't know. I think they have a breaking point. So let's say it was kind of exciting because like I've been wanting to, I literally just finished my workout and so my hair is still like damp and it's pissing me off a little bit here. Is like, I don't like that feeling on my neck because I'm trying to push it off of my neck. I don't like the wetness on my neck. Anyways, so yeah, I was super excited because like I've been wanting to clean out part of my closet and get rid of the stuff that I'm not wearing. So 2 sections I totally got cleaned out. And again, I'm not a big shopper, so I don't have a lot of clothes. Like what I do is like Lululemon, it's the same tank top and it's just a different size or different colors. And even now I'm trying to be like, listen, that's like a microscopically different shade of blue than what I already have. Like, no, don't order that again just because it's on sale. Like you don't need it. So I am trying to, you know, less is more my wardrobe, but I just got this thing up me that I wanted to wash every pair of Lulu clothes I own, and I don't know why. So my kids are like, what is this? Like, it looks like we're having a garage sale or something. There's like clothes hanging all over the house because I don't put them in the dryer and stuff. But I was really excited to kind of go through and say goodbye to these pieces of clothes that, again, previously, now granted, actually there were like two. There was a pink dress that I wore to my daughter's 5th grade graduation, and like, let's age me. She's about to graduate college and I'm still carrying this piece around, but it was a pretty pink. It's a pretty color. It was a color I would never usually buy, but it was like these greens and blues, and I bought it to go. I don't know, when Chris and I we're celebrating our 10th year anniversary. We're about to celebrate our 25th. So again, we're aging how old some of these clothes are in my closet. But so that's at least 15 years old. Oh, and by the way, it still had tags on it. So I've never worn it, but now I couldn't even wear it. It just literally just slipped off. And so I was like, okay, well, that's gotta go. So I have a bunch of stuff at my uncle's house. I still need to like do a garage sale of. Like, the garage is like set for it. It's just, I have this like weird phobia about garage sales. I don't know what it is, but I also am like a cheap person. And so I don't like, there's been times that I've put stuff in the dumps, but I'm like, wait, somebody can really find pleasure in this. So, now that spring is coming, I'll probably just do a garage sale and whatever else, like donate the rest of this stuff. And because it's not too much. But I actually kind of got freaked out because there were like black widows in the garage, and I was like, I don't like spiders whatsoever. And so I've been like, I'm not gonna go back in there for a little bit. Like, I had to be brave and find like some, I know, inhumane stuff but I was scared. I'm sorry. Like, I don't mess with the bugs. I don't know what to do. They scare me. I'm sorry. For all you bug lovers out there, sorry. Well, I didn't know it was supposed to catch it and put it outside. Not gonna ever happen. Sorry. He gone. I like spray it. That's all I could do, and run and hope that it got it. I don't know. Like, it's just scary to me. Anyways, so yeah, so I got all that done. But like, it's like before I go on a trip, like everything that is calm and clean and in its place in my room, like, blah, it's like, and especially because like I just randomly took on this new project. I had all these things to do, and I was like, yes, right now is the best time to wash your entire wardrobe and do this. And I think it's because, and I literally had stuff in my Amazon cart that the other night I was so tired, I just added it, and I went in this morning, I never checked out. So some of the clothes, like, I was like, okay, I'll order myself some jeans, I'll order myself a sweater, something that isn't just my Lulu outfits. Yeah, no, not coming, because they're still sitting in my cart. I was just like, save it for later. It won't be here until Saturday. So, oh well, I guess I'm not. No, it was a great way to save money though. So, but I did tell you guys once before, like, and I had this like little obsession. I love sparkly things, and I really wanted this water bottle, and it was super expensive. And so I ended up ordering myself one. And then, of course, one wasn't enough. So I got very gluttonous, and I ordered a couple because it got you at a discount. And if you check out this one now, this one's, another 40% off. And so next thing you know, I was on this rabbit hole, and I spent way too much money on these water bottles. And the next day was fine. Wasn't having too much buyer's remorse. A little bit when I saw the tag, I was like, oh my God, these are water bottles. Like, seriously, is this big of a deal? And then, like, something happened, and I emailed them because they didn't apply the $30 credit. Nobody ever got back. And then, like, by then I was like, honestly, at this point, like, they were going to come out with a bigger size. I was like, honestly, I just don't even want it now. And so I told them, just cancel the order. And because I had ordered, I was like, I'm going to just order it from Amazon. But then I was like, okay, the Amazon one is probably going to come from China. And I don't know if it has lead, and I don't want to drink lead, and I don't know what the regulations and stuff are. I'll get this one because it's more expensive, but I'm going to wait till the bigger bottle comes out, because they said we're going to be releasing a bigger bottle. And I'm like, yes, because I drink a lot of water and I want to be constantly refilling it. So anyways, I tell them to cancel. They end up like emailing back, and they were like, okay, approve your thing. We haven't sent your stuff because you haven't approved. I'm like, no, I asked for it to be canceled. And they're like, oh, don't worry. We will apply the $30 credit after we send them. I'm like, no, I just want to cancel it. Just please, you haven't fulfilled it. It's been over a month now. Please just go ahead and cancel it. So anyways, they never cancel it. I get this thing then suddenly on Monday saying, oh, it's been shipped. I'm like, I thought I canceled this like 2 weeks ago. Why are we resending it? And they're like, oh, no problem. Once you receive it, it's already shipping. Once you receive it, you can just return it. And we won't even charge you. Usually we charge you to return it. And I'm like, what the heck, people? Like, this is not great customer service. But anyways, so it kind of turns out to be their product, even though they're in United States, it comes from China anyway. So I was like, listen, I don't even know if I'm going to be spending just getting something from China, I might as well get it much cheaper on Amazon. I don't know. So I ended up ordering one and it came in the mail today. Look at this. Stop it. Oh my gosh. Isn't this so stinking cute? I am in love with this though. I'm telling you, it is so stinking, like, this is so stinking me. Like, I can see me buying way too many of these, like just having a different color for, you know, each day. But I went with like the basic because I was like, I don't know like if I'm gonna like this or anything like that. And it literally looks like the same bottom and everything as the other one, but they just have their brand right here. I was like, I swear it is the same darn thing for a fraction of the cost. So this is my I guess they call it a dupe or whatever. I don't know. But sorry, company, you really didn't have great customer service either. Like, I ordered this stuff so long ago, but I'm loving this. So hopefully it doesn't have any lead. I'm going to try to figure out if there's like a place that I can like, because I know I've heard like all these things about like, you know, the Stanleys having lead and the hydro flasks and stuff like that. So that's got me a little bit on the paranoid side about it. But I'm like, maybe there's like some strips or something. And I don't know how long it's going to last. Again, like, this is just Amazon and I'm not in it for the long haul, but I think it's super cute. So it makes drinking my water a little bit more fun. But yeah, we'll see. Like, I think I'll probably end up ordering like a coffee cup size one or something that I could just easily drink, because these like get on my nerves after a while. Like at the gym it's fine because I want it closed. I swear, like one time I got sick because I had this like one that had a nozzle here, but people cough on your stuff, you know, like, I don't know, I got all germophobia and yeah, so anyways, I think it's cute. I'll let you know how it lasts. But yeah, I was super proud of myself for getting myself something. So I didn't forget to order that though. You know, priorities. Clothes, not so much. This, heck yeah. So I have no idea what I'm going to even wear. Well, usually, I mean, we're mostly going to be on soccer fields, so that's easy. I can just wear my workout clothes. But like, I don't know if we go out to dinner or something. I don't even have anything to wear. I don't have things that even fit me. So oopsies, I don't know what to do, but I'll figure something out. I think I can find something. I don't know. I think my daughter has some clothes downstairs somewhere. I can find something. Whatever. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that deep. We're not going out to any shows or anything spectacular, any yummy buffets. I'd love to go to some of those buffets. Oh my gosh, just sit there all day with the desserts. Yep, you can find me there. I will be so happy. That's okay. I'm also happy to be going, and I'm happy that my other son is on at least one flight with us, and I can get him, you know, to his gate, and he will be off to Austin, and he's like super excited because they have tickets to go see a professional soccer game while they're there, like all these like things. So it's going to be a really cool experience for him. I'm so grateful it ended up working out. Again, like I didn't book it early, you know, because I just didn't know all the details. He didn't have all the details. I was actually a little bit nervous about sending him, but when it turned out to be the like flight that they wanted, you know, the connecting flight was the flight I was on anyways, I was like, oh, this is a no-brainer. I just wish I would have booked it when I booked mine because it was much cheaper then. So, but that's okay. I'm glad he's getting that experience. So, you know, again, he's the kid that's had all these kind of setbacks, but set up. So, and he's kept such a great spirit. So if anybody, again, you know, in my heart is like, deserves a couple wins, like he's due for some. So I'm happy. I'm really happy for him. I can't be there to, you know, witness him, but I'm glad he gets to have this experience. And I'm actually very glad because I am such an independent person. I'm glad that he's getting the chance to have this experience on his own, but at least he has the comfort of another friend and, you know, his friends through that community. And of course I call him kid because it's a kid to me, but the person he's older than Dylan, that he's coaching, which again, like I said, is so crazy because Dylan really wanted to go out there. And he goes, if I go out there, I'm going to win this chance to be represent this team for the MLS. And I was like, no, you know, like, you just had your surgery. I don't know if we can fly, and it was expensive. And I had never been to Ohio. Like, I've been to the airport, but like, I just was like, you know, this is too much too soon. And we didn't go. And so as luck would have it, again, like I said, he is coaching the kid that ended up getting that position, who isn't a kid because he's older than him. I think he's the age of my oldest son, but, good for that kid anyways. Good to me. So I say all that to say, like, it's been a good day. I have a lot more energy. I like ate so much food though. I feel like almost ill. Like, I just literally burped up the garlic bread. I didn't want to go out and eat because, you know, when you're out of town, you're eating out the whole time. And like, after a little while, my stomach starts to be like, you know, I want home cooked food. So I like made chicken parmigiana and salad, and I had like this sourdough bread, and I like cut it up, and then I put on like garlic and butter and mozzarella and more garlic and butter, and then I baked it and wrapped up, and then I opened it up, and it was like super yummy. I never made something like that, but I was like, okay, I have this sourdough round loaf. What am I going to do with it? And so I just got creative, and it ended up being really good, and everything was really good. But like, having like the acidic, you know, the red tomato saucy kind of stuff before going to like a bar class and a dance class, now I'm like burping it up. My stomach is like not having it, not happy with me. But I feel like having like the carbs, like my body needed carbs. It was like, thank you, I need more energy. Even though like I eat a lot of rice and I eat a lot of other stuff. Well, I don't know, something about today I'm feeling a lot more myself again, a lot more energized. So I don't know if I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow. Like, tomorrow's such a busy day, and then we leave to the airport at 2:30. So I'm trying to debate, like, do I still go to the gym in the morning? And then I have to rush my son he has a meeting with the surgeon, and then he has PT, and then it would be like eat, get home, shower, leave to the airport. So it would be doable. It just would be kind of a high stress situation. And I'm going to try to have everything packed tonight. But like 80% of my clothes are hanging around the room and the house line drying because they're still wet because it was cold and rainy today. Like, it was so cold today that like I had to turn, and dark. It was just like a dark day. And that's like an uncommon thing for us Californians. I had to turn on my lights during the day. I'm like, it is so dark in here. Like, usually opening up your windows is enough, and that gives you the light in the daytime. No, not today. It was like sunset. It was that dark. So I had to turn on the lights. And then all of a sudden, like, I heard like 2 thunders. And then I was like, did you hear that? And then, you know, and then another one came like 5 minutes later or whatever. And then it was like the heavens opened up, like the sky opened up and just was pouring buckets. Like the raindrops were like up this high, like splashing, like they were just coming with such force. And like up the street, you could just see like the flooding almost of like, because it was just so intense and so much like water falling from the sky. I was like, oh my gosh. But it was so cool to just sit and watch. Like, I felt like, you know, in the Dr. Seuss book where like the 2 kids are like in the window, that's literally how I felt. I was just like in the window, just looking at it. I'm like, I'm just gonna admire Mother Nature right now. Like, this is super cool. And I know that there's 50 things I can be doing, but like, how often do I get the chance to see rain and I'm not in it? You know, like, so I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy it. And it was so fun to like just watch and see. I don't know the next time it's gonna rain here in California. Whenever it does, it's like, oh, okay, this is a treat. This is an unexpected event. So I'm just gonna take it and enjoy it. So that's what it was. And yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of like experiences like sitting in front of a window, like that reminded me like when I was little, you know, my mom would sometimes say, when I was younger at least, say she was gonna come. And I remember like my brother and I sitting in the window and just like waiting for her. And then sometimes she would just never show up. And I remember like we would not leave. Like we had this bay window and it had a sofa there. And my brother and I would like sit on our knees and like look out the window. Like, you know, we were, our heads were like this on the back of the sofa. And, you know, we would be there and just like sitting there, like just waiting and waiting and waiting. And I remember like one specific time and we were sitting there, it was hours. It was hours. Like it was from morning into like, now it is dinner time. And we are still sitting there like, no, she said she was coming. And I think we were like, I want to say, maybe like 10, 8 and 10, you know, I want to say, and like, this would be like, she'd come visit us now. Like she wasn't around very often when we were really young. And then like, as we got older, she would be like on occasion come up and visit. So she was going to come. And then I remember my dad just being like, okay, guys, she's not coming. We're like, yes, she's going to come. She'll come. She said she was coming. And, you know, he'd kind of like walk away. And then finally, I think it was probably 5, 6 o'clock. And he was like, that's it, get up, we're going to dinner. And we were like, okay, like we understood, yeah, he was right, she wasn't coming. And I remember my dad just like almost looking like he had tears in his eyes, like he was just really sad for us. And we didn't talk about it or anything since then. Like I've been like in his company and he's shared that story. Like we never talk about things, but he will share that story kind of in my presence. And, you know, he like, when he shares the story now, he will sit there and start to cry, like thinking about it. He said it was so messed up to see them, you know, sitting there and just waiting, and then they didn't come. And, you know, later on, you know, later that night, you know, I remember being pretty messed up and pretty upset. And I remember my mom's sister had called me. So she's only 3 years older than me. So, you know, my mom and her are then 14 years apart. And, you know, I remember her calling me and trying to be like, here's kind of like what happened, you know, like, and it, you know, you know, my mom, you know, she did the best she could, you know, with what she had. And I guess what had happened was like, you know, she had went out and there was some kind of altercation, and, you know, I guess she was like bruised up and she didn't want to see us that way. So she just didn't come. And so I'm sure, you know, she's going through her own thing, right? You're in an altercation, you're bruised up, like your brain is not thinking like normal. It's not like a normal Tuesday afternoon, you know? And so I'm sure she was going through her own stuff and, you know, just for whatever reason didn't consider calling and saying, hey, I'm not going to make it, or, you know, come up with something, or at least tell my dad the truth. And then, you know, he can leave it up to him to figure out what to say to us or whatever. Oh, she's going to come next weekend, is it? Whatever it was. But yeah, so sometimes when I think about whenever I used to see that, like, that Dr. Seuss book, I think it's the Dr. Seuss, it's the one with the fish. Which one is that one? Not the one fish, two fish, blue fish. I think it's like the OG one, like the just the Dr. Seuss, Cat in the Hat. Yes, I think it is the Cat in the Hat. But I remember like even reading it to my kids, and when I saw like that image of the two kids in the window, I was like, oh my gosh, like, you know, this is what it was like for my brother and I in this instance, you know, like just sitting in the window. So anytime I'm kind of like just sitting in the window, like this again, it kind of takes me back to that place. But I have healed from that because I have already came to that realization that, again, she is a human just like me. She is a human just like you. And I'm sure there's so many things that we've done, and in a split second, like we're overwhelmed because so many different things are coming at us, and we make a decision, right? We say something, we do something, we ignore someone, we don't show up. We don't show up as we want to show up. Like, you know, it's certain times in the month, you know, like I can say like, I'm walking this line, I'm getting so much better, and all that is true. But sometimes when there's that perfect storm, right? Like I've got things to do, I'm hungry, I'm PMSing, I am, you know, I have 50 things running in my head. And then sometimes my kids are just doing knucklehead stuff, like in the room. And I'm like, okay, this is it. Like now you're starting to get on my nerves. And I don't want to say that. Like, I don't want to say, be that thing. And I ended up seeing this like Facebook reel today, and I had to send it to my daughter because I can't send it to my other kids because they don't have Facebook. And so I realized they're like, Mom, you keep sending you're such a boomer, Mom. You keep sending us Facebook reels. We cannot see them because we don't have Facebook. I'm like, no. So now if I really want them to see it, I'm like, here, look at this Facebook reel. And they're just like, Mom, okay, that's my mom. I gotta love her. But I can send it to my daughter. So I sent it to her, and it was so funny to me and relatable because it was just like, me every morning, and it's like, I just can't wait for this experience. I'm just gonna be like the best mom today, and I'm just so grateful for everything, and and then it was like 30 minutes later, it was like, y'all getting on my nerves, like, just stop, or whatever it was something like that. And I was like, this was me like every day of your and your brother's childhood, and I'm so sorry. Because right, like, we have this intention, like, we go to bed and we're thinking, how can I be better tomorrow? How can I show up? I know, like, I made some mistakes today, and I had some great wins too. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm going to be like very ecstatic and celebrate all those times that I was like, yeah, I was a good mom right there. Like, whether it be, I just cut your sandwiches in fours and it was the triangles instead of the squares, or, I did something like, yeah, Mama, you're the best. And they come running and hugging you. You're like, yeah, I am. And then sometimes you do things that you're just like, oh yeah, definitely, that one's not feeling so great tonight before I go to bed. When I'm sitting here reflecting, this is definitely not on my best list. This is not going to make the gratitude jar, but, especially when they were younger, and you have like, alarm clocks and kids and sandwich, like you have, it's just so much. Like, any of you parents out there with like elementary school, preschool, and younger kids, like, I bow down. Like, I see you, I know, and you guys are part of this Pinterest, Etsy, Facebook. Like, even if parenting was challenging for me, all that stuff was up and coming. I had nothing to like, there wasn't a mommy blog that, showed all the, which is great. I'm so glad you guys can do this. All the all natural baby foods and all this stuff. Listen, no, I was just at the store getting the Gerber like everybody else. That was the deal. That was it. Like, I nursed my children. That was my natural stuff. Like, like, I'm so sorry. Like, so you guys have even more pressure on you guys than we did. Like, my generation did. Like, like we were just part of the mommy groups. And if, like those things, like going to the park, and, those were the, getting your kid into Jamboree and the right preschools. Like, those were the biggest worries. But I wasn't like comparing myself to these super moms with super resources who are super crafty. And I by nature was like, I used to want to, like, in order to keep my kids, one of the things I considered was like running a daycare, because I was like, I pretty much am. I have every like toy and sensory thing, and like I'd always like map out our week, and I'd like theme it out like we were a preschool or a daycare. I'd be like, okay, it's spring, and we're gonna do finger paints, and we're gonna do like this, and I always had, like, my kids were like, we had art projects, they would be hung on the wall, and then there would be a new thing. I'd prep everything at night, so like in the morning it'd be done. It would be like the cotton balls and the Q-tips and the beads and the glitter and all this stuff, so like they could just be creative. And I just did that naturally. We didn't have Etsy, we didn't have all these things. And even my son had like a vision specialist who came in here because he had such low vision, and she was like, wow, like it looks like you run a preschool. It was all organized and everything. And I was like, but I basically am, I just don't get paid for this. And I was like, I just find the days are much better, and I feel like they're more enriched. So even if we can't get out someplace necessarily on a particular day, there's so many activities here. But I really do try to get out every day, because the days were long just in the house. But so any of you parents out there right now with littles, like, like it is very demanding, like the middle school and under age. The middle school starts getting that's when the mental drain starts hitting. It's like, wait a minute, like I went from hero to zero really quick. And, especially if you have girls, some boys can too. My boys didn't. My boys were just a little bit on the slower side with that kind of stuff. They were still very sweet and nurturing to me. It didn't take till middle school that they would kind of try to I can't even complain about, like, they would just be like, I'm not doing that, Mom. Like maybe like a small talk back, but I can't even think really overall. Like they would just do it, whatever it was. So I am very lucky with that. But parenting is really hard, and it's really hard when they're young, and there isn't a lot of time for you. So I have to think, like, every parent does things differently, but every parent loves their kid the same. And they really do, at the end of the day, want the best for them. It's just sometimes we're just conditioned to think that that's one way. And part of this process, again, has opened my mind to see it is true. Not every child and every person needs to go on that same path. I keep hearing time and time again at the gym, anybody I'm talking to, they're having these kids that are in their 20s and 30s, and they're miserable. This woman last night was talking to me, and she was just saying her son's in med school and he is so depressed. He is so down. And it's not just him. All of his colleagues, all of his peers, they are down. They are depressed. They are this. What is this life we are breeding them to be? These are the future of medicine, and we're working them to the bone. For what reason? Like, where is the creativity? Like, just because that was how it was done for you and that was how you had to go to med school, like we are changing. Our kids are changing, and we need to make things more exciting and understand. Like, I loved what she said. I said, you were such a good mom, because she said, I know you're in med school and you're this far and you're almost done, but if you don't like it, like, you're my only child. We've worked enough and we've saved enough. Like, you don't have to ever really work again and you're going to be okay. Like, we have enough. Like, don't go into a profession that you're not completely happy with. And I was like, you're such a good mom. Like, that is such a good thing to say, because so many parents are like, we're in it this deep, just keep going. Like, it's okay. It's going to be okay. And I had another woman yesterday who came and talked to me, and she was a recruiter, and her sister was at a job for 35 years and she just got laid off. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And she's like, no, it is the absolute best thing that's ever happened to you. She has never been in control of her own time or her own life. And I was like, that is it. Part of us, we are just so conditioned to be on this hamster wheel, to be on this rat race, to go to school and then go to school and then go to work for somebody and have somebody control all of our time and our destiny. And so doing things like this, where you're breaking the mold, where you're doing something different and unique, I think it's amazing. And I think you can be that creative genius too. You don't have to sit in that 9-to-5 job that you are dreading, like there are other options. And I know it's super scary. Like, I get it. Like, every 1st of the month and 15th, and when all the bills start coming, it's scary. Like, I know that if I went and just got any kind of other 9-to-5 normal job, it would be so helpful for my family on a financial level. But on the same turn, every time, like, I think of that, like, seems like torture. And even when I did that for a little while, it was like, I give so much of my heart and my passion to anything I commit to. There isn't a middle ground. And so, like, why not give that heart and passion to myself? And then things come up, like with my kids, like, right? So who would be taking my kids to things? They don't drive. Like, there's so many, like, ins and outs and different things, like. So that's why this is so important to me. And this is so important, not just as like a monetization or anything like that. Like, I would do this for the rest of my life for free, even if I never made a penny. Like, I am so cool with that. Like, yes, I'm not going to say that money isn't a wonderful tool that can help me travel and have new experiences and meet new people and things like that. Yes, I will absolutely take it. Please do not get me wrong. But on the same turn, it is not my driving force. I am not in this for the money. I'm in this because this feels right to me today. This feels like it is something like I was driving home from the gym today and I was super excited about, and I started thinking about it too. And I was like, maybe like my energy level at night is not just as much as it is in the morning. Like I wake up and I'm fresh. So I'm like, maybe I need to pivot. Maybe I need to like wake up in the morning and start filming, but I'm like, nothing's happened in my day yet. And I feel like I need this feedback, but on the same turn, I then tell myself, well, you're able to write in the morning. And so again, this is a whole evolution. This is a whole process that I'm trying to, again, it's the same thing. You guys are just now here getting a front row to my journey. Like we're just like the weight loss, just like with anything else in my life that I've been able to achieve and do, it's been slow, consistent efforts and decisions and things like that. So just sticking with it every day and then making those adaptations and being flexible and open-minded, I think will get me to exactly where I'm supposed to be. So I say all that to say, thank you so much for tuning into me today. And I'm so grateful for you. I really hope that you have a chance to go out there today. Think about like some of the things. If you're a parent or you're caregiving for an adult or anybody else, like kudos to you, because I know, like I see you, I know how challenging that is. So please today, go take a minute. Like if all you have left in you is 1 minute, please give yourself that 60 seconds, like whatever it is. If it is to meditate, if it is to just lay down, if it's to put on your favorite song and dance in your room, like if it's to phone a friend or write down something you're grateful for, read a chapter of a book, read a page of a book. Like, okay, sometimes it's just too big. Just do something. Go out to a park and go on a swing. Like I'm telling you, I'm like, I haven't been on a swing in a while, but I'm like, I've been itching for it recently. So I got to find myself a park. And look at that crazy woman who's just on the swing. And that's okay because, hey, you know what? I can have fun too. So I say all that to say, I really hope that you find a few minutes today in your day to take care of you. And if you could just do me one other favor, go out there, give somebody a big smile, give them a compliment, and sit back and watch how they glow up. Thank you so much. Mwah. Have a great evening, day, morning, whatever it is, night. Bye.